Hello and welcome to the first race review on my channel and the race review of Spa today, where I thought Kimi Räikkönen was going to win. Richard thought Mark Webber was going to win, but it was none of the above. It was Jenson Button who dominated the race today. That's why I'm racing as him. As you can see, the gameplay of a 10% race around Spa. And so, to the race today. What happened is, when they lined up on the grid, on the front row, you saw Kobayashi and his brakes were overheating. And the race got underway, and Kobayashi didn't get a good start with the overheating brakes. Maldonado did a jump start, which elevated up into second or third, which made him get a 5-place penalty for Monza. He also gets another 5-place penalty for colliding with Timo Glock. And so into the first corner, there was absolute chaos. And Ben Edwards, he did commentary for BTCC before coming to BBC and doing Formula 1. And in 2010 there was a huge crash at Donington, and so he just threw it over the top and went like, "There's chaos! Absolute chaos! At the chicane!" And I thought that, why couldn't he do that on the BBC? But I don't think he did that on the BBC today, because that would have really fitted. So in that collision, Grosjean cut Hamilton off, and then Hamilton hit Grosjean back accidentally. Grosjean flew, collecting the World Championship leader, the first time that he hasn't scored points this season. And then he collected Sergio Perez at the same time. At the same time, Hamilton hit Alonso as well. And now, because all of that was Grosjean's fault, he is now banned from the next race in Monza. So we will have 23 cars competing in Monza next weekend. No Romain Grosjean. Unless there's another ban, or someone breaks an ankle or something and isn't able to race. Okay, that pretty sums up the first lap in about 3 minutes. So let's go on to the rest of the race. So the safety car came out, and after the safety car went back in, the standings were Button, Räikkönen, Hülkenberg, Di Resta, Schumacher, Ricciardo, Verne, Senna, Webber, then Kovalainen. So it was very mixed up. Kovalainen eventually spun a couple of laps after the restart, sadly. So Button and Vettel did a one-stop strategy, which put Vettel on the podium, sadly. But luckily Jenson Button won, not Sebastian Vettel. So, the King of Spa, who I thought was going to win, when I say the King of Spa, I don't mean the 6-time winner, Michael Schumacher, I mean the 4-time winner, Kimi Räikkönen. In the last 20 years, they have won 50% of the time. So, that's quite good, but not today, because it was Button's day, and he led from start to finish. But there was a cheeky move by Schumacher when Schumacher was going into the pits and nearly collected Vettel. Vettel did a slide. That, I think, sadly, Michael should have got a penalty for that, but in the end he didn't. And there was also an unsafe release from, I think it was Mark Webber's car. There was also an unsafe release from Kovalainen's car when he nearly, I think he did clip the back of an HRT. Hülkenberg came fourth. Well done to him, because that was really stunning, even though he was in second after a couple of laps after the restart. Hülkenberg was in second, which was amazing for a Force India. But all credit to the Toro Rossos today. They haven't scored any point since, I think it was Malaysia, when Jean-Eric Verne got 8th place, I think it was. And so that was a really great effort by the Toro Rosso guys. And so we had 4 people out at the first corner. The 5th person was Maldonado, and then about 3/4 of the way through the race, Narain Karthikeyan suddenly just lost a wheel, and so that was a bit dramatic. But still, I have no idea what happened there. So, does that literally sum it up? Just thinking of anything else to say. Massa got 5th place. Webber got 6th place, and I think the best driver of the day was, sadly, Vettel, or Hülkenberg. Actually, I think it may be Hülkenberg. Vettel, because he came up from 11th to finish 2nd, or Hülkenberg, who came from 12th to finish, I think it was 4th, which was really great by the Force India guys. But Sauber today, they were so ecstatic. Kobayashi was going like, we're going to get our first podium, and they thought everything was going to go absolutely to plan, but sadly that first corner mishap ruined both their races. Perez going out and Kobayashi in the end finishing 13th. A disappointing weekend for Sauber, when I think DC said that they could have overtaken Mercedes in the championship if they stayed where they were from on the grid. So yeah, disappointing weekend for Sauber. Disappointing for Lewis Hamilton. So I think that literally sums the race up. And so next week we will have 23 drivers on the grid. Just remember, 23. I'm not sure if they could bring D'Ambrosio in. I'm not completely sure about that. But Romain Grosjean will definitely be out unless Romain Grosjean has an appeal against the FIA and suddenly he's allowed to race. So that literally sums it up. That literally sums up the whole race. And next weekend there is the Monza Grand Prix, and so I'll do a review of that. And also I will be doing MotoGP race reviews as well, and the next one is in 2 weeks' time, a week after the Italian Grand Prix, the F1 Italian Grand Prix. And so until next week, I'll see you then. Sayonara.